Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today we are talking about something I have only ever talked about one other time on this channel, and that is Ubisoft. Yes, today Ubisoft has made Blender the best multiplayer game in the universe. Actually, sort of like that. What we're looking at today is something called Mixer. This is an add-on that Ubisoft released for Blender. Now, interestingly enough, the last time I talked about Ubisoft was back in July of 2019, and they joined the Blender Foundation. Ubisoft Animation Studio has been using Blender in-house as their tool of choice, and they contributed this new Mixer add-on for it. Now, the Mixer add-on is an add-on that allows collaborative editing. That means multiple people can use Blender at the same time remotely, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly how you can go about doing this. So the documentation is available out there. I will link this if you want to get in there, but I'm going to show you how to set it up and how to connect and all that stuff, so hopefully you won't need any of this. There are some limitations, one of those things to be aware of. Also, the plugin is under the same license, GPL v3, as Blender itself. That means if you're going to basically work with the source code, you're keeping your changes open. There's a whole bunch about GPL v3. I'm not going to turn this into a GPL video. Just do be aware that is the license. It is under the exact same license as Blender. If you want to go ahead and grab this guy, what you're going to want to do is come here to the releases and grab the release zip file. Just go ahead and download that one. And then we are going to fire up Blender, which I have already done so right here. We're going to delete the default cube because of course we are. And now we're going to go ahead and install the plugin. Just go to Edit, go to Preferences, go to Add-ons. Once we are there, we are going to go to Install, and now we want to pick our just downloaded zip file, Mixer 1.0.1.zip at this point in time, and install that add-on. Once it is installed, go ahead and click the checkbox, and we are good to go. So now you have Mixer, and now you can edit collaboratively. How do you do this? Well, in the 3D view, go ahead and open up the toolbar. You can either do that by clicking this little guy right here, or by hitting the N key. You're going to notice there is a new tab at the bottom called Mixer. And now you can name yourself, and you can name your computer, and we can connect. So I am the host here, so I'm going to go ahead and click the connect button. I'm going to allow Python through my firewall, which you're going to have to do if you are in window. And here, okay, the new room is called RM Seraph. I'll go ahead and create that, and I am there. So now what I can do is connect on another computer, which I conveniently have over here. Now I need to connect to the name of my computer. If you don't know how to come up with this on Windows, the easiest way is to open up a command prompt like so. Let me just zoom this in and just type the word who am I. You do that and you're going to see two parts. The second part is your username. The first part is your computer name. So in my case, it is Limbo. So on my other machine, instead of host as localhost, I do host as Limbo and click connect. Now I need to give so I see my name. Unfortunately, I can't show you my other screen easily, but it's the exact same interface. You see what's over here. The only thing is the RM Seraph room shows up and I can connect. So I need to give myself, how do I pick a different name? User, okay, so I gotta give myself a different name over here. Bob Dole. I don't know if I have to reconnect in order to do that. I will join my room, join selected room button. I'll show you this process from the other side. So now you'll see over here, Bob Dole just connected. Again, I will set the other one up as the server and show it to you in reverse. Now the cool thing here is what I can do is I can say add mesh cube, and there is a cube just showed up on my other computer. But now I'm on my other computer, and I'm going to add a sphere. So add mesh UV sphere, and then G, and we'll move that around. And you're noticing Bob Dole in the square, it showcases the changes that I have made. This is some really cool stuff. So what it allows you to do is have multiple users in here hosting. And by the way, I can change the color that they appear as. So if I want to show as like red around the surface, oh, maybe I had to do it earlier. You could change the outline so you can see when that person is connected. But basically, what it allows you to do is collaborative multi-person editing remotely. Some really cool stuff here. So now I'm going to show you the process in reverse. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll disconnect here. And now I'm going to go connect. Oh, sorry, disconnect over here. I'm going to go to my other computer. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to disconnect. All right, so my other computer is disconnected, and now I'm going to set it up as localhost and connect. And I'm going to go ahead and do a who am I on the other machine. And this machine is called Tartarus. So now what I want to do is change localhost here to Tartarus, like so. And now I can connect to it. So I'm going to connect it to my other computer here. Oh, I didn't actually start the server. I didn't create a room. All right, so let me just go ahead. I will create a room. So there we see, there is now a room there. So my other computer is now hosting. And what I can do is go ahead and join the selected room. And now when I make edits over here, it shows up on the other machine. And once again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab the default cube, or the cube we created, move it around. Oh, I gotta shut that window down. Okay, why can I not G and move? All right, something's taking my mouse focus. But as you can see, when I select something, you're seeing the edit update. All right, now we definitely have a disconnection here. So it's not perfect by any means whatsoever, but it is a really cool experience. What it enables you to do, once again, is have multiple users collaborating on the same scenes. Now, there's a couple things to be aware of. This is not flawless by any means. There are some things that are not synchronized. So you're going to notice over here, actions are synchronized, armatures are partial, simple rigs only, brushes are not synchronized, collections are partial, cameras are synchronized, curves are partial, grease images are synchronized, images partial, and so on. So there's a variety of things that are not necessarily synchronized between the two, and there are some issues remaining with rigs generated by Rigify. And you'll notice there's a number of little known issues here. Give it some time. You're going to see a number of things that are not synchronized, so user settings, vision settings, that kind of stuff. And then there are some caveats, and also the files saved are not exactly identical. So it's one of those things. This is a non-limiting list of situations that will cause Blender files saved by the participants to differ, creating or updating data that is not synchronized. We saw that list. So if you do something to those particular things that aren't synchronized between users, the synchronization won't save the settings between the two different files. If you both modify the same data by several users at the same time, media files changing, and if you've got extreme network latency. So there are some issues that will result in them, you and your remote users having different files in the end, but I think you can definitely work that into your workflow. So this is a direct result of the Ubisoft using Blender in their workflow, and apparently they work in a more collaborative environment, and this is a really cool add-on. So again, you want to grab it, literally just edit preferences, add it in there. It's collaboration mixer, and it shows up in the 3D view in the mixer tab over here. And you saw the process of hosting and joining. And again, you can have multiple users in here. You've got some other settings for the properties here. I think there's some. Actually, weirdly enough, I don't see any security here. So I don't know how security will actually work in this regard. So that's obviously something they should probably add at some point. There's no password setting, which is a little bit interesting. I'm assuming in time that will be added. But yeah, there's no way currently to add a password. And there are ways to do shared folders if you so wish. So anyways, that is the new Mixer add-on from Ubisoft to Blender that allows you to do collaborative use of Blender across the network. Some really cool stuff, and congratulations and thank you to Ubisoft for releasing such a cool add-on. Do you see any uses for this? See, I don't have any friends or coworkers or people in my life, so I have absolutely no use for this, but I can definitely see, especially if I was working remotely in a team and you wanted to do a collaborative effort on creating a scene, this is really cool. Now, what I really kind of wonder is, if you hook this up and the virtual reality added in, what would that workflow feel like? That would be actually kind of cool. So anyways, this is the new Mixer add-on from Ubisoft. Let me know what you think. Comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.